We are definitely not in a bull market today for gold and silver prices. No, we are instead in what some refer to as the Friday night Smackdown. That's right, the Smackdown in the prices of gold and silver. And that's what we're witnessing here today. In other words, profit taking. We'll talk a little bit about it and what's ahead as we see a major change coming in U.S. politics and the market dynamics around the world as we explore. There's a lot happening in the world right now. Another peace deal has been reached with a hostage deal with Hamas and Israel. It's supposed to happen on Sunday night. And Monday is the swearing in of Donald John Trump as president of the United States for the second time. And a lot of people are wondering how that's going to affect the markets in terms of tariffs, if he will declare an economic emergency. We'll see what happens there. So many things that are really unknown at this point that has the market spooked in general and the precious metal markets in particular. But the shorts are winning the day today, as I'm referencing a piece here from Kitco about what's happening with the markets. The gold and silver prices are lower from profit taking from shorter term futures traders after recent gains that pushed the two metals to 4-week highs just yesterday. Now, when the prices drop, well, that provides an opportunity for us. If you are in the market to buy, I hope you will consider channel sponsor Summit Metals, summitmetals.com. Good deals elevate your wealth. So as we move and see what's happening with these markets moments before they close, here is where the prices stand right now. Gold is down $13.70, not down a whole lot. It's still above $2,700 an ounce. It doesn't typically get hit nearly as hard as silver does in these movements. And there's good reason for that, by the way. Silver is down over 1.6% down now, down 50 cents, still above $30 an ounce, but way lower than $31. It hit a high today of $30.91, but right now it is sitting at $30.35. Asian and European stock markets were mixed to higher overnight, and U.S. stock indexes will be opening firmer and the New York Day session begins. The U.S. stock indexes have rallied this week due in part to tame U.S. inflation reports released earlier in the week. Now, inflation is still sticky and it actually has gone up, but month over month, it wasn't as bad as they thought. And right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 376 points. The NASDAQ is up 311 points. Now, China's economy is something else we need to watch. It grew by 5% in 2024, boosted by better fourth quarter expansion. The fourth quarter saw government stimulus and front-loading overseas shipments ahead of potential tariffs in the United States. And I think that has affected the precious metals markets as well, as I've discussed in prior videos. If you listen to any of the hearings, the confirmation hearings for Scott Bessent, which I did listen to all of that, Mr. Bessent has mentioned that China's economy is in real trouble right now. And we very well could have the upper hand with some of these tariffs. But there's a lot going on there with China. Rio Tinto and Glencore held talks about combining their companies. If successful, it would be the largest ever mining deal ever. And that could have a big impact on the markets too. Some are saying that the talks have been completed now, and we're seeing that the dollar index is up a little bit. In fact, as I look at the dollar index now, it's up 0.41. It's at 109.38. So the dollar is strengthening ahead of the inauguration, which will be held indoors now, they're saying, because it's going to be colder than it has been in the last 40 years. And the last time it was this cold, they were held indoors as well. And so, very interesting. The dollar, though, is still, it's losing value. We know it's in a bad situation. And government, they just want to keep spending more and more. And they talk about underfunded initiatives that the government has, these Congress people in these hearings, But you know what? Every time they throw more dollars at something, it makes things more expensive for all of us. Don't they see that? I don't understand why they don't get that, unless it's for just a power grab. And that's really what they want and do. It's just a power grab, where you and I suffer because of it. And it really should not be the case, but that's the situation we find ourselves in today, for sure. Now, this is something, what we've got with U.S. economic data. We'll have information about residential construction, Treasury, international capital data, and industrial production and capacity utilization. And that is not that data that is likely released now. I don't have it in front of me, but that has not helped gold and silver prices. However, they probably would have fallen more if it was extremely bad. But remember, some of these numbers, they want to lock in to kind of build a legacy for the outgoing president. I don't think it's going to help much to you, but that's why they call them the chefs at the Cook the Books Club. Hopefully that Cook the Books Club will be dissolved with the next administration, but you know, the deep state is called that for a reason, because it's entrenched. It will be very difficult and take some time to root out. Now, February gold future bulls have the overall near-term technical advantage. Prices are trending up on the daily bar chart, and I think that it is going to be good for gold into down the road too. I think gold's going to stay above $2,700 for a while. I could be wrong. It would be nice to see it pull back. I would love to be able to take advantage of that, but nonetheless, bear's near-term downside price objective is pushing future prices below solid technical support at 2650. I'd like to see 2650 again myself as a buyer. First resistance is seen at 2750. And right now we're at 2701, just barely above $2,700 an ounce. And then at this week's high of $2,757.90, getting closer to the all-time high for gold in U.S. dollars. It's already reached an all-time high in at least 4 other countries, as pointed out by a video that I did for 2, and others in the comments section saying other countries were experiencing all-time highs in the gold's price as well. And now March silver futures have the overall near-term technical advantage. Prices are now trending up on the daily bar chart. Silver bull's next upside price objective is closing prices above solid technical resistance at the December high of all threes, $33.33. The next downside price objective for the bears is closing prices below solid support of $30. First resistance is seen at the overnight high of $31.64 and then at $32. And then next support is seen at $31 and then at $30.50. So there it is. That's kind of some of the technicals for gold and silver here as we end the week with a holiday, Martin Luther King Day on the 20th, a U.S. holiday. But it'd be very interesting to see how the London markets and the Asian markets react to what's happening here in the U.S. and around the world. It's going to be very interesting to see the next Trump administration and what's going to happen there, and how the markets will react to some of these executive orders. It just got ready to go. What an amazing time we live in. Extremely interesting time, and no matter what your political viewpoint is, and no matter what the markets say or do, gold and silver really are a protector of wealth. And sometimes it takes longer than we would like for them to really reveal themselves as such, but indeed they are protectors of wealth. Silver, you got to be a little bit more strategic when purchasing it and when holding it. Holding it is the key. You can make mistakes when buying, but you can avoid mistakes when selling your silver, because no one knows the timing of the markets. And to avoid the mistakes when selling your silver, you protect yourself so you don't have to liquidate it in an emergency by having these on hand. Yes, even though this is losing value, it's a managed loss of value rather than market fluctuations like we see with gold and silver. It just is a bit unmanageable over the last couple of years with inflation. However, nonetheless, silver and gold, time is really where it is revealed that they have that they show as a wealth protector, as an insurance policy. So have dollars on hand so that you don't have to liquidate your silver. And if you do liquidate your silver and or gold, do it if opportunity arises or need arises outside of the dollars that you find yourselves holding in your possession in one form or another. So that's really the best way. There are ways to avoid losses in precious metals, and the time is on your side. Use it to your advantage to protect your wealth. Remember, it is just simply that, wealth in the form of constitutional money, gold and silver, as Article 1, Section 10 eloquently states. That's what it's about, folks. It's about preserving your wealth over the long course of time and not get caught up in the market fluctuations. And that's something that's easier for me to say because, well, I'm a channel that provides precious metals news. And by the way, if you enjoy news like this, and we're talking about the markets and also the fundamentals in the metals complex, I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel and pressing that thumbs up button down below. And one thing you'll notice, and I probably will mention this more in the videos, I do live streams 3 times a week. And in those live streams, I will respond to your comments verbally on a live stream. Some people are confused by that because they see it so much because I respond to a lot of comments. And they just see the language and don't actually read what it says. Yes, I am actually personally responding to your comments in a live stream. Some of my responses are short. Some of them I'm confused by some comments. Others I'll respond one way or another. But I am, that's how one way I connect with the community. And the only channel that does it on a consistent basis like that. So I hope you will, if you see that if you see me respond to your comment with that, you can always go back. If you missed the live, you can watch the replay on the playlist on the live tab, and you can see it from the day that comment was posted. So there you have it, a little housekeeping there. I want to thank you all again. I am trying to get 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. There will be a special surprise that have not fully worked out in my head yet. I have stronger doubts that I'm going to get there now as the growth is still steady, but we're trying to get there. So if you can help out, that would be great. I will have an announcement regarding that soon as to what will be revealed for sure, whether or not I hit it by the end of the year or not. So I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.